You should, just now I think you did share your screen, right? Earlier in the previous.
No, I didn't.
You didn't.
No.
Okay,
Talk
use
through.
Mac.
Can I send you the slides? Can you do it for me?
Yeah, can that would be possible too.
Okay, to whom do I send it now?
I can send it to Sec at APAN.
I have earlier this morning.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Sorry.
It's okay, no problem.
No problem.
Now it won't go away.
Okay, we've got your slides, Dr. Farid. Don't worry.
Yeah, Roshan, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, can.
Yeah. Virachai should be a panelist too, please. I don't seem to have that power. Oh, people are still coming in. Okay. All right. Well, people are still coming in. I'm hoping everybody can hear me, but we have a fairly full agenda, so I think we should get started. I want to welcome you all to the General Assembly for APAN51. For those of you that are new to an APAN meeting, the General Assembly is an opportunity to basically find out all the things that have happened during the week and that you may have missed out on because we had so many streams running in parallel. We usually get reports from all the working group and BOF session chairs, as well as other activities that have occurred during the week. We're going to start off with a couple of brief introductory presentations from a couple of the very important sponsors of APAN51 who've been very supportive of this meeting. So if I just, sorry, I'm having some window problems here. So if I can, I believe Faisal Malik is here. Let me introduce.
Yeah.
Very good. So I'd like to introduce Mr. Faisal Amir Malik, who has a very long and illustrious career in the telecommunications sector over the last, well, over 20 years, really, and has recently, the last 5 years, risen to become the Chief Technical Officer for Huawei, obviously a major and well-known company to many of us in this sector. Mr. Malik, I will hand it over to you to speak to transformation empowered and accelerated by cloud AI and intelligent connectivity. Over to you, please.
Okay, thank you very much, Marcus, and thank you everyone online. Let me first connect the slides So everything is visible, then I can start. Okay, first of all, thank you very much for having us as part of this wonderful session, wonderful week. And yesterday, I thoroughly enjoyed my presentation to the audience. It was good 90 minutes of conversation. Today, I will just quickly go through kind of a concluding message from us, and it'll be just a few 10 minutes slide. So just to start with, I represent Huawei. Huawei is a global ICT company. We started from a telecom background, but now we are into a lot of areas of technology, ICT technology. So I would not usually go on corporate numbers and all of that, but I would just like to, because this is the kind of forum where I would like to put this slide definitely to start with, is that what we are doing, why we have grown so fast in the last 2 decades, 2+ decades, and why we are here where we are, is our massive investment into R&D. And as you can see, only in 2019, Huawei invested more than $18 billion into research and development. And in the next decade also, we would continue to do so. And as you can see on the right side of the screen, dear audience, it's not only in one area of technology. Yes, there is 5G, in future 6G, IoT, but then there is cloud, AI, smart devices, and also a lot of fundamental technologies, starting from chipset materials, and for the future technologies like quantum computing. And we very heavily invest also in terms of developing industries ecosystem. We are not only relying on ourselves, but rather we want to take everybody along in this journey, in our journey. And from portfolio perspective, Huawei started when I joined in 2005. Huawei was only in carrier market, a telecom company, but then we came into consumer market. As you can see on the screen, you've seen our mobile phones and devices, smart bids, gadgets, and a lot of more things are coming up. We are a cloud operator as well, and we're a public cloud operator. We also offer hybrid cloud, multi-cloud solutions to our customers, and we are a very fast growing enterprise technology company as well. And as you can see on the bottom, very massive technology portfolio to serve our customers, to serve technology world. And then during COVID-19 as well, we continued to do so. We were there with our customers, with our partners, with the society. Either it is networks, either smart cities, safe cities, helping them upgrade these environments to cope up with the challenge, coming up with new innovations like autonomous vehicles in affected areas, or rapid rollout of hospitals, or even going back and into the high performance computing, helping a faster diagnostic of the disease, so on and so forth. So there was a massive operation that we undertook last year to support the society, to support our customers, and to support the people in the society using our technology. So what is the way forward? As we see there will be a further merger of technology, infrastructure, society, the way we use technology, but primarily connectivity, 5G, Wi-Fi 6, or whatever we call it. Cloud computing and AI will be the ones who will be three key pillars of what we are doing, and what we will be, all of us will be doing in the future as far as technology is concerned. And then what is happening is we are also developing a lot of use cases with our customers, with our partners across the world, regarding these modern technologies. I talked a lot about all of these use cases yesterday. If the recordings are available on the platform, I think you can go and enjoy that 90-minute session. I talked about how AI, cloud computing, big data, and intelligent connectivity, which includes 5G, Wi-Fi 6, DWDM, backbone networks, everything, how it all comes together to create new use cases, like autonomous vehicles, like robots, like high-risk autonomous operations, drone inspections, improving health services, so on and so forth. And then, as a conclusion, as Huawei, we would continue to do so. We would continue to work with our customers, either they are telecom operators, either they are transportation companies, they are hospitals, they are oil and gas companies, energy companies, utility companies, industrial sector, financial sector. We are closely working with our customers, our partners, to develop new areas of technology, to develop new use cases of technology and how the technology can serve the society in a better way. And before I conclude, I would also like to highlight our wonderful collaboration with Higher Education Commission of Pakistan, which has been going on since more than a decade now. It started from PERN 1, then went on to PERN 2 and PERN 3 project, and it still continues to do so. And we also did a lot of other collaborations like Safe Campus across the country, data center rollouts, cloud computing, smart classroom rollouts, LMS system rollouts, VDI rollouts, and we are together working on a lot of areas of technology. And as I said earlier, this innovation will not stop. And similarly, our partnership with HEC would continue to grow, and we would continue to serve the education sector in Pakistan with a higher education commission in a better way. And not only that, we would continue to serve our customers across the world in a better way every day. So this is just a very quick introduction of what we have been doing globally, just a quick message. I'm always available. My contacts are there. I'm available on LinkedIn. And our company, our partners are we are available to serve you. Please feel free to contact us whenever you want. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Faisal. That was very quick. It's fascinating to look at that portfolio of products that you have there and services. And I'm certainly aware I've had conversations in Australia, the NREN's here and with the Huawei office here as well. And many of the things that you're trying to do as an integrated whole aligns well with what APAN is trying to do through its connecting cultures and people, research and education.
True.
So I really hope we get to speak more often, and many of the APAN members, I think, would have particular interest in different areas. Definitely. And I imagine the last 12 months has been an opportunity in the positive sense of demonstrating how wonderful technology can help, particularly with education and research.
Absolutely, Marcus. Thank you very much for giving us the chance to be here. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me hand it over now to our next speaker. I'm hoping he's here, Philip Smith from the Network Startup Resource Center.
Yes, I'm here.
Wonderful.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Marcus.
I don't think Philip needs much of an introduction. Philip's been around with our community for many, many years at many, many APAN and Apricot meetings. And many of you hopefully are aware of the wonderful work that NSRC does in supporting emerging NRENs and active NRENs and university networks pretty much around the globe now, isn't it, Philip?
It's pretty much around the globe, yes.
Yeah. Let me hand it over to you for your report.
Right. Thank you. And I will share my screen, and I hope this will all just work like it has worked for the last 5 days doing our little workshop while you've all been busy in your sessions. So yes, I don't know, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending where folks are, because I suppose one of the things with being online like this, we could be anywhere on the planet, but still taking part. As some of us laugh, it's a little bit like having jet lag, but not leaving our homes. So anyway, I just want to give a short update from NSRC, just to share some of the things that have been happening this week, and how things have really I suppose impacted us, or how we've had to adjust given the global pandemic. So first, I just want to have a look at the workshop that we have been running this week. This has been one of the sessions during the whole APAN conference. It's this routing, infrastructure and security operations training course. So this one it's a relatively new course for us, but the content in some sense has actually probably goes back, its origins more than 20 years ago, from the days that I first joined Cisco and was really pulled into Cisco to try and introduce some of what the internet operational best practices were and so forth into that particular vendor. So, of course, everything has matured over the years, but, we still cover BGP and ISI's configuration and operational best practices. We share a lot of the industry best practices for BGP configuration, so multi-homing, traffic engineering, peering, the operational securing of the BGP protocol. Routing security is such a hot topic today. At least it's got public visibility today, thanks to a lot of these great initiatives. You know, the Manners initiative that Internet Society has been leading, and of course, the whole deployment of RPKI and route origin validation, which has been probably going on for about the last 6-7 years now. But certainly the last couple of years, and certainly in our region, across Asia, probably the last year has seen massive strides being made with the RPKI and route origin validation rollout. So we cover a lot of this. Being an online training course, it's been kind of tricky to try and cover the entire agenda with the nature of the course, but we certainly have given the participants a much range of the variety of what's here. So the course is still ongoing. I've left the labs happening at the moment. Participants have been quite diligent, been working over break times and lunch times. I think they've probably been watching the plenaries around lunchtime, as well as doing the labs, and some of them even doing their day jobs as well. So it's been kind of interesting to push this all through the week, but it's been a lot of fun for all of us. I want to thank lots of people who've made this training course possible, especially Mohammed Abdul Awal. This is his first outing as an NSRC instructor, and he's taken half the teaching load of the workshop, which is just wonderful to see, wonderful to hear. He's done a fantastic job throughout the week for us, and really appreciate that. As you know, Awal was a Mozilla Fellow for most of last year, and he spearheaded the deployment of a lot of RPKI and route origin validation throughout South Asia with the help of a lot of other folks, but his main project was that deployment, and it was hugely successful and the massive impact that it made. Also thank Yahya Khan, Mohammed Ramzan Tariq from PAN and HEC, of course, WACAS in organizing all this, and thanks also to HEC and PAN for inviting NSRC to lead the course. And of course, our friends at Asia Connect, NCC, and the European Union for supporting this whole project. And thank you also to APAN51 Secretariat and the Program Committee for even agreeing to schedule this opportunity for the delegates. So what about the future? Well, I just want to have a look at 2020, because the world kind of turned upside down last year. A lot of us working in this type of role spend an awful lot of time in airplanes, going to an awful lot of places, helping a lot of research and education infrastructure from universities to national RANs and even the regional RANs, improve the infrastructure, get infrastructure up and running, and so forth. So while we all were sort of looking at everything in despair back in March, we remained busy and focused. We got the whole training infrastructure moved from Dynamips, which has been around since 2006, to GNS3, which is brand new. It's been around for a long time as well, but it's modern and maintained. So a whole virtualized training platform we managed to get updated, and we've added all the capabilities of using cloud infrastructure should we choose to do that. So our colleague Harvey Allen has done a few courses now using AWS infrastructure, and also dedicated hardware for partners. So the one we've done this week has been on a dedicated platform that we hope will be rolling out with our training partners upcoming. So we've updated a lot of the coursework, a well-known campus network design and operations workshop, the peering IXP design and operations workshop, of course, the routing security one, the network monitoring and management also have all been updated. So we've kept ourselves busy last year, even though we've been stuck at home, not being able to go anywhere. There is more. We've recorded a lot of the NSRC course presentations. Normally, we give them live and, we may record in the room or whatever, but because there's such a demand for the content and it's hard to harder to do this virtually, we've recorded a lot of the course content. It's all on learn.nsrc.org. They're all chopped down into short clips to allow self-paced viewing. You don't have to sit through 30 minutes of BGP from me or somebody else. We've shortened everything into small pieces so you can jump onto that site and pick up short clips on topics of interest. And we've put some simple exercises just to help with learning as well. So it's all available for the whole community to enjoy. And I hope you do. Content's there, pretty much everything there is about BGP. Also OSPF, ISRs we cover as well. The campus network design and operations is just about to be published, probably in the next week or so. And of course, we've got existing content on persona, science demarcation, and federated identity management. Work has been done to start recording the network monitoring and management course as well. And just looking in the future, the training courses are continuing. They're still being requested by RANs, universities, and network operator groups. Of course, last year we had to move them all online. A lot of the in-person courses had to be cancelled. Some folks opted not to go for online, but others have done. We've gained a vast amount of experience. We've learned a lot of lessons about the right ways and wrong ways of doing these things, which, you know, it's great for the future. We share the frustrations of university educators. The things that they are all talking about are exactly the things we experience as well. Future, it's going to be online, unfortunately, at least for this year. Hopefully we can get out of the COVID mess sooner, but it looks very much like this year is going to be a challenge as well. Careful planning is needed, participation management, there are a lot of challenges with those as well. And also our direct engineering assistance activities are continuing. So that's remote assistance for university IT infrastructure and for national RANs. But much as it would be nice to jump in an airplane and go there and work with the local folks in person, it's going to have to be video conference and all remote access and so forth, which is not quite the same. It slows everything down, but at least we're still able to do it. Looking into the future, NSRC is happy to help sponsor educational programs and improve routing security in the whole region. We're very happy to work with NRANs and the TANE-CC and APAN to facilitate lab-based training courses for research and education network personnel, exactly as we've been doing this week. Everything will be using our virtualized training platform and all the educational content. So the network training programs, the direct engineering systems work, all this is helping make the global R&E infrastructure even better. So hopefully we all can be together again in person to achieve those goals. I would much rather be in Pakistan right now, participating in a real live conference, meeting my friends and so forth. But unfortunately, I'm stuck here in Brisbane and meeting you all online instead. But so be it. Hopefully we can be out of this soon. And thank you all very much for listening.
Thank you, Philip, for the for the kind words and the great help. I have to confess that I teach a computer networking course, and I've been sprinkling references to the Learn NSRC site throughout for students to sort of back up and dive deeper into things that I don't have time to teach in my course. And I hear some good things back from that. And one of the great benefits, of the APAN community is finding resources such as yours and other groups that work with us all the time. So we have the ability to not just talk about our working group activities, but actually provide training and support, and sometimes very bespoke. And I think we all heartfelt agree that we all want to meet in person once again. You know, there's only so much time you can spend in front of a Zoom screen, let alone all those wonderful corridor conversations. Thank you very much, Philip.
Thank you, Marcus.
All right, moving on to our next speaker. If I can invite Chehu Cheng from APNIC, yet another wonderful partner for the APAN community, providing quite a bit of training.
Hi. Yeah.
Over to you, Chehu.
Can you see my slide?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. Is it the puppet mode or?
It's the presenter mode you're sharing at the moment.
Okay. Let's change it.
That's the one.
Okay. Yeah. Just want to do a short report about APNIC at this online conference, APAN51. So, well, as you all know, APNIC is a nonprofit membership-based organization. We the Internet Number Registry, but we also do internet development And our core internet development work is training and technical assistance. And we also do internet infrastructure support, including setting up root server, IXP, etc., providing not just the technical support, but also sometimes the equipment support. We also support the NOx events, security events through our technical community engagement program. And we do a lot of technical trainings. Our focus is the internet infrastructure related topics. We do vendor neutral training, and our target is primarily the working engineers, but we also, think our content is suitable for education for engineering students. Our content, now we use the branding of APNet Academy for both the online face-to-face and also instructor-led and self-paced. And our content are all under the Creative Commons license. So anyone can make use of our content for their non-commercial use, so long as, of course, they attribute, do public attribution, and also like when they further develop, they have to share alike. Of course, there's a lot of continuous development work on the platform, and I think you all know, like, since we do IP address allocation, so most of the NRENs and RENs are our members, and a lot of universities too. And but we didn't engage much with APAN community until maybe APAN44, and afterwards we started to do APNIC training every time. And we also are a member of ARNET, so we are, in fact, of course, under the same family. And we join EduRoam, and we offer EduRoam service to our members who are our academy users. We also are benefited from ARNET with better connectivity with our e-networks. And we are also planning to join EduGain through AAF, so that our e-community can have easy access to APNIC Academy. And the new development is we now have a much closer relationship with White Project, because we set up the APIDT, and through that we are participating in not just the normal internet development work, but also ArenaPack and AIII Soy Asia. Regarding what we did for this conference, we did 2 half-day tutorial. One is the security internet routing by Warren, and the attendees, the number of attendees, in fact, was very good, 57 for the theory part, but not so good for the virtual labs part. I hope since it's on APNIC Academy, people can actually do it later. So I hope there will be more people doing virtual labs. Our second tutorial, which is related on IPv6 transition technique by Dave, the attendance was not good. I think the lesson learned is don't do training together with network engineering workshop. I think my suggestion to the program committee, don't schedule any training. I mean, training for network engineers when network engineering workshop is going on. So this is, I think good evidence. But anyway, we will continue to do APNIC training in the future, and inputs are welcome on the topics, etc. And we also support other parts. Jamie actually provided a lot of help in the technical committee from what I heard. And also, of course, I received support from him directly as well. And he's also the co-chair of Security Working Group. I hope he has done a good job. And I also helped chair the new collaborations with the GORAX in Guam at the Network Engineering Workshop. And surprisingly, this time nobody contacted us for event sponsorship. In fact, I think, yeah, we are open for that. We did that for like multiple APAN meetings before. So yeah, please don't forget to come to us for sponsorship if needed. A bit more about APIDT, APNIC Foundation, and APNIC. APIDT is our trust in collaboration with White Project. The trustees are Professor Jim Wright and Paul. our Director General. And the trust will provide funding support for internet development, RE development projects in Asia Pacific region. And APNIC Foundation, our sister organization, they help manage the projects. And of course, they also would find funding from other sources. But as for APNIC, we are the executor of the project. So that's why you see a lot of our colleagues doing all the development work, training, etc. And Arena Pack, I think you have heard from June directly and also Kato-san yesterday. The full name is Arterial Research and Education Network in Asia Pacific. It's a new regional R&E backbone network for Asia Pacific region. It's funded by APIDT, led by Y Project, of course, with the support of APNIC. And the news, is, I think Kato-san mentioned it yesterday, is the very first 100G circuit between Tokyo and Guam is up since early this week. And it's connecting to GORAX and Y Project network, and it will connect to Tokyo DXP later. And we'll add circuits between Guam and other economies leveraging GORAX. Regarding the future of our work, we'll scale up the training more and more, do more training with the funding from APIDT and Foundation, and we'll leverage the APNIC Academy platform for the content and curriculum management, and also for the platform for people to go to find the information of our training, including our instructor-led training. Of course, now we can only do online, but when we can go back to travel mode, we'll of course start the face-to-face training. And we'll expand our community trainers network so that we can do more training, hopefully in local languages as well. And we'll do more partnership with universities, R&Es, and others. And our ultimate goal is full certification for the training. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jehu. I'm just, sorry, slightly sidetracked because a couple of people have put the most amazing characters into the chat box there. Thank you very much, Jehu, for your great support. And I apologize that nobody came and asked you for sponsorship. I mean, that's a serious shortcoming there. I'm not quite sure if you'd take a retrospective application now. I'm also interested to find out a bit more about your...
Can we ask it now? Can we ask for sponsorship now?
We can talk offline. We can talk offline.
I'll also be interested to follow up with you about the ability for you to partner with universities individually. I think there's some interesting opportunities there for many of the APAN members, because there's always that conversation about the value that the NRENs provide to their member institutions. So thank you very much for that, Jehu. Always appreciate your support. And I would like to acknowledge your support and Jamie's and Warren's and Dave's. Jamie has done a phenomenal amount of work. In fact, is hovering around answering questions and doing all sorts of things as we're speaking. It's been great on the technical committee. And for the others who don't know, Jehu is Jamie's boss, so it's always important to remind Jehu. All right, moving on to our next speaker. Can I invite Professor Jong-Hoon Moon with a working group for the APRP?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Jung-Hoon Moon from Keystone, Korea. I'm BF of the APRP working group, and at this time I want to reporting the APAN51 thing is APRP the session. We had two sessions, the session 1 and the session 2, and yesterday, and from 9 to 12 to 10. At this time, the APRP working group in the initiative is 2018 is APAN45 in Singapore. Our the purpose is to promote the HPC ecosystem in Asia Pacific region and to engage APAN members and the Asian countries finally toward to setting up this Asia Pacific research platform and become a part of the research platform in the world. And there's me in the chair of this working group, and Andrew Howard is a co-chair from NCI and from Australia. Our secretariat is Asif Khan, is Peradana University in Malaysia. And we had, as I mentioned, the 2 sessions is country update and the technology and technical the demonstrations. 11 presenters from the 8 countries: Korea, Australia, Saudi Arabia, the Netherlands, and the Pakistan, Malaysia, Singapore, and Japan, and so on. And the participant is over the 54 people. The major contents is we had is the small keynote speech in each session. Is session 1. In case of the session 1 is Tokyo University professor Tomohiro Kudo-san. He talked about this MDX and the SciNet global data utilizes infrastructure in the SciNet activities and the related work in Japan. And we had the second one and some the technical the demonstration. The demonstration name, the title is a demonstration, the Admiralty and introduced in the SC20 NLE demo, and how can the it's a big resource such like HPC is to make the Federation technology, and from the KIST in Korea, the Ki-hyun Kim, and we are the newcomer in the also the Tomohiro, the Kudo, and the newcomer in the Saudi Arabia is the KAUST University, the Kevin Sale, and the introduction of HPC environment of Saudi Arabia and the South Science TMG and related work. And also we had the second keynote, small keynote speech in the Government Fund, the Marlenstein. Currently, he now the chair of the automated goal project. That meaning is network resource automation project is since I think is the early 2000. The name is Glyph. Now it changed the name and the GNAG. And his title is Auto Goal and the Sense Activity and the related work. Very impressed to make the one big the research frame and to make the big research platform in the world. And the finalist is Asif Khan is our secretary, and he gathered these Asian countries update for and the future in the synopsis. And it was the very the widely spread expanded to the Middle East Asia and West Asia and the center of Asia, and the APRP working group is every year and step by step to going through growth to the globally and wide area. Thank you. That's all of my reporting.
Thank you, Professor Moon. Moving along quickly, can I invite Terry from the Identity and Access Management Working Group? Okay, share my screen.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can. I can also see a couple of Zoom windows overlaid on top of it.
That's deliberate.
Okay.
They're images.
Oh, sorry. I thought that was live. Over to you, Terry.
Yeah, so the Identity and Access Management Task Force and Working Group, we've been working as part of the IFI project. Its aims are to increase identity federations across the Asia Pacific region. This includes national identity federations and the EduRoam Federation. This week, we've done 5 days worth of activities. Monday and Tuesday were National Identity Federation updates, and it was really good to see the progress that many of our federations have made during the past 6 months since APAN50. On Wednesday, we ran a number of presentations, everything from Kubernetes to run your federation, EduVPN, EduID in Sri Lanka, which is very interesting, I had Orchid friends come and join us to tell us about Orchid consortiums and using the AAF as a case study. And then 2 presentations of what's happening in the Eduroam field and how that can help nations move forward with Eduroam. Yesterday, we had some more Federation updates. We had a visitor from Mozambique provide an update on what's happening in Africa, which was interesting. And we started to work on some federated planning for the next 6 months up into what's happening in Indonesia. And today was a bit of an anything goes, and that was a very interesting bit of a social thing, but we actually got 20 activities or things that we want to try and achieve or try and work on in the Federation working group. Our federations, some of the highlights, Bangladesh has now got an official national federation. It's called Tiger Fed. Stands for Trust, Identity, Group Management and for Education and Research. And they're about to join Edugain, which is great. Thailand has also got a new federation. I can't recall the name of it, but they're up and running as an identity federation, and they're also planning to join Edugain. Nepal's had an identity federation running for some time, but it's been fairly well hidden to everybody. So we're trying to open that up, and they're also working with them to develop their policies and make it more visible to the world. And they're also planning to join Edugain. Afghanistan are also starting to develop a pilot federation, and other nations who are working on the IFI project are still developing their understanding and considering how to move forward. We have a number of existing federations, and each of those seem to be moving forward and growing as we move forward, work with them and provide them ideas and guidance on how to grow their federations. And it's good to see most are actively working to grow their federations with more identities and more services. We also identified a number of blockers that are causing identity federations to stall or to have difficulties actually grow. Lack of a killer app, lack of resourced staff and hardware, and a lack of understanding of the benefits of federation and how it works at the management levels. We've identified a number of areas to move forward, and we're continuing to work with our national federation friends in NRENs, helping to develop and grow and share as a community. And the community part's very important. We're actually trying to develop the community of federation operators across the region. And as I said today, we came up with 20 really good ideas on how to move forward in the Asia Pacific region. And that's me done. Did I kill the 3 minutes or not?
You did a beautiful job, almost spot on. Thank you. And I would just like to say here in this forum, I really appreciate the hard work that Terry and the team at the Australian Access Federation have done, working with all of the APAN members to help develop and bring up identity federations in many of the economies here. It's not an easy process, as everybody knows in their own countries, but slowly but surely we're starting to make some really impressive progress. Let me pass on to the next speaker now. Farida, talking for the E-Culture Working Group.
Right. Thank you, Marcus.
And I believe the
Hi.
SEC is sharing your slides.
Yep, please. Hi, APAN. Assalamualaikum, Pakistan. We had our 90-minute session yesterday. And I think we had about 16, 17 participants in and out. We had it yesterday on the 4th, on Thursday. Next slide, please. We had a total of 5 presentations. The first presenter was from Australia, Benjamin Anzen. He is actually the founder of RIFFCC, which is actually a free website for downloading and sharing legally free content. Okay, so he has invited people to join and just email him. The second presentation is by Tatsuro Kudo and his co-researcher from Kurumi Institute of Technology, Japan. This is the fire networks that you all watched on the opening day and later today. So he shared with us how the system was built up, in which the system could recognize smiling faces only, and and these faces are used. The system will generate computer graphic fireworks that will distribute 3D computer graphic images in real time. So we'll see it again today. It was really good. Presentation 3 and presentation 4 are two projects that we are working on in Malaysia. One is the development of a flipped museum in Malaysia by Dr. Heng. And this is a project that aims to bring the concept of flipped classroom into the museum. So we are flipping our small university museum, and we wish, the museum is called the Museum of Asian Arts in University of Malaya. And one of the outcomes of the many is to develop an educational module around the digitized content of the museum's ceramic collection. And then we have the fourth presentation, Dr. Gigi and I, digitizing for small museums. The Kendi collection, the Kendi is actually a water vessel, and as a case study on what to do. So what we actually, the outcomes from this particular project will be fed into the first project by Prof. Heng. And of course, we also had a webinar where we got feedback from small university museums as well. I'll keep emphasizing it's small, they're really small, and they're lacking finances and so on. So we are trying to actually form a working group on how to work together, and especially sharing resources. And the fifth one is also on museum by Dr. Idris Sulaiman. And he talked about MAMU, which is the Music Archive of the Monash University. Also, they are working on trying to digitize all of their musical instruments. And one of the aims is to also explore partnerships with other like-minded institutions like ours to engage and enhance historical and contemporary cultural relevance among the Asia-Pacific communities. All right, so I think that's about the 5 presentations. It was really lively, and we hope that they will come back and give us an update on their projects. So that's all from me. Stay home, stay safe, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Farida. Really appreciate your work and Andrew's hard work on the e-culture working group. And I was thinking that normally in a face-to-face meeting, we have your wonderful cyber performances demonstrating connectivity around the globe for performances. Now in our virtual APAN meetings, we're all cyber performing. At least we're not singing or dancing, though. That's a relief.
Yeah. Can we ask for funding? The next one.
You'll have to take that up with Che Hu. He's obviously the APNIC Foundation might be an opportunity.
Yeah. So Andrew, let's try. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, can I hand over to Eric Yen from the Disaster Management Working Group.
Hello, everyone. This is Eric.
Eric, and I apologize, mitigation, not management.
Yes, I believe you can see my report. There's just one slide for the summary of the Disaster Mitigation Working Group. In the beginning of this working group, we have 2 co-chair, but now 1 co-chair from Philippines. Dr. Joe, he now has a new position in Philippines, leading the new space agency. So we are calling for volunteers or nomination for the new co-chair. And in this week at APAN51, we have only 1 session. Around 23 participants from 7 partner countries. The focus in this week is the review of the case studies coordinated by the working group. Of course, also including the introduction of the working group as a dissemination. And we also have 2 reports from Thailand about the fire and fire emission monitoring, and also another report on different hazards that's on the flood, also from Thailand. The Disaster Mitigation Working Group aims at the capacity building on hazard risk analysis by using the numerical simulation tools. So we need many support from the infrastructure, from the platform, from the resource sharing federation, etc. So we found that we can find many big helping hands from APAN, from other working groups here. So the collaboration among the APAN working groups will be very helpful, at least for our working group. Additionally, we've been working together with the agriculture working group as the extension from the disaster mitigation to the impact on the agriculture domain. We also have the help from the open and sharing data or working group on the case study result sharing. So APAN is the perfect platform to work together for the Asia partners. And as most of the disaster mitigation working group partners has been working together from 2006, from the cloud, from the grid, from the e-science. Now we are moving to the open science in collaboration with the European funded project under the umbrella of the European Open Science Cloud projects. We called it EGIS, started from January this year. It's also my honor to be invited to report our work at plenary session in this week. The key message is that we welcome all partners in Asia and also in APAN to bring their case study or requirements about disaster management or hazard analysis to work together. And we could achieve more in collaboration among APAN working groups, such as the cloud, the IAM, the security network, IoT, as well as the open and data sharing working group. We also have different activities in between the APAN meetings. So before the summer of this year, before APAN52, there will be a joint workshop on disaster mitigation and environmental computing at IAGC 2021, hosted by IAGC in Taiwan. That will be scheduled in later March. And also in early April, there's another training about the disaster mitigation works. So that's the summary of the working group. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Eric. Really appreciate that. I use many of your nice images in my APAN presentations to other communities. It's a very cross-disciplinary approach, which is wonderful. Can I invite Dr. Shimizu-san to talk about the medical working group?
Okay, so hello everybody. I'm Dr. Shimizu from Kyushu University, Japan. So let me make a report of the medical working group. So this is the timetable of our working group. So you can see we had the 16 sessions connecting 124 sites in 24 countries. So we actually have many presentations and discussions. So the problem was that because we had many collaborations, we had to start some sessions early in the morning for the Pakistan people. So you can see it. And you may understand some of the sessions like ophthalmology or public health or endoscopy or surgery and something like that. And blue in the parentheses shows the main organizing country. So for example, technology in the medical working group session was organized by Malaysia and ophthalmology by India or something like that. So this is our, whole picture of the program. So this picture shows some of the snap in our sessions. So the left top, for example, is called the Sakura Science Project, where we connected Mongol, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Bhutan, and Fiji. And this gentleman is from Bhutan, as you can suppose from the clothes. And the left bottom is the rural healthcare session organized by the Nepal team. And this slide shows a presentation by Indonesia. And the right top is the surgery session. This is a kind of regular session organized by the Korean team, Dr. Han. And the right bottom is the public health organized by Bangladesh, supported by the BD RAN, and the connected university hospital, university medical college, and joined by the India as well. And new information here during this meeting is that we will change the chair and the co-chairs. All these three people will step down, and we will have a new chair and co-chair. So myself and Dr. Han in Korea has been serving as a chair and co-chair for 15 years from the very beginning of this working group. But we are old enough to step down, and new people are shown here. So the chair will be the Dr. Moriyama. He's actually a deputy director of the TEMDEC, our own center. And the co-chair will be Dr. Tawachai in Mahidol University Civil Hospital, Bangkok, Thailand. And another co-chair is Dr. Ho, University of Malaya in Malaysia. So I do hope that you will give them a persistent support you have given us so far. So thank you very much. That's all.
Thank you, Professor Shimizu-san. I hope we still get to meet you at future APAN meetings, though. It would not be the same without you.
Of course, of course. I love to. Okay. So
Very
actually,
good.
I will stay in the university in charge of the international affairs. So I'd love to meet you, as always, as I done.
Thank you. Thank you very much. The next speaker, please. IoT Working Group. Dr. Kawai-san.
Okay. Okay. Can you see my slide?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So I'm Eiji Kawai, NICT Japan, and I'm chair of the APAN IoT Working Group, and we had a single working group session just yesterday for 19 minutes. And this just showed the agenda of our session. And so in the session, first I briefly introduced APAN IoT Working Group to the audience. And then we did a short discussion about the changing the working group chair. I will explain in the next slide about this. And yeah, actually, in the session, we had 4 great presentations. One from KISTI Korea, and 2 from Thailand, NECTEC and AIT. And our last one was from Pakistan, Lira International University. And so the discussions are great, and I again recognize this APAN community needs one of the best places to share the experiences on not only research but also developing technologies and deployment and operations of services among this community. And yeah, as I mentioned, we are changing the chair of this working group, and Dr. Owada, shown in this slide, will be the new chair of our working group from the next APAN meeting. And Dr. Owada, NICT, is one of my trustworthy colleagues in NICT, and actually he has a long and broad experience in research and development of IoT-related technologies. And also, he has been leading several international collaborative projects, especially in the Asia-Pacific regions. And so I believe he would be the best person for the chair of our IoT working group. And I asked him to undertake this role, and he kindly agreed on that. And we had discussions among co-chairs, and also we, as I mentioned, we had a short discussion time in the session, and so I think everybody agreed on this change. So from the next APAN meeting, Dr. Oda will lead and organize the working group sessions. And so that's all my report, and thank you.
Thank you, Kawai-san. Really appreciate that. Look forward to working with Dr. Owada-san. Next, we have the security working group. Kazahara-san?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Wait a moment. Okay. Okay. I'm Yoshiaki Kasahara. I'm chair of security working group, and there are two co-chairs, Rakesh-san and Jamie-san. We always have presentation session during APAN meeting, and this time we have two sessions on Tuesday, 2nd. So this time we have 5 presentations, 2 during first session and 3 during second session. First one was introduced by Marcus-san, that CTO of Corello Network Security, they are selling specialized DDoS mitigation systems, and they want to work with APAN in the future. So he presented his experience about the latest information of DDoS attack and its mitigation. And second presentation is our co-chair Rakesh-san's presentation about wireless security, how to break attack. And next session, we have 3 presentations. 2 are from Waseda University student, Japan, and 1 was research about domain name related to COVID-19. And another one is finding phishing website using TLS certificate footprint. Both are interesting. And also these presentations were possible due to this remote style presentation, because they had their own work in university in these days. So and another one is from Finland. Mr. Bashit shared his insight about AI in the land of cybersecurity. So the participant is around 30, I think. Thank you very much for attending. And also the presentation material and other related materials are already available on Fuba. So if you missed some link to additional materials during the presentation, or you missed the session itself, these materials are also interesting. So please download and check this. So we always are looking for speakers for our sessions. So if you have any topics about your security-related research, experience, insight, or call for collaboration with APAN participants, please contact us or send message to the mailing list. That's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kazahara-san. Can I ask now Kira-san from the Agriculture Working Group? Over to you, please. I can see your screen. But I cannot hear you.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Yeah, okay, I'll share screen again. Sorry. Oh, what to say? What happened? Windows share. Okay. Can you hear? Can you see?
I can hear you and I can see the slides.
You cannot see the slide?
I can. Yes, I can see the slides.
Yeah, thank you. I'd like to, behalf of our chair, I'd like to report agriculture working group activity in APAN51. And we have 3 sessions, but no presentation this time. One is the rural hybridization. It's kind of BOF. We update the meaning of rural hybridization and how to organize next step and session. Discuss how to organize. And the most important thing is the I'd like to request all chairs of working groups to talk to the individual presentation with rural hybridization if it related rural area. And then I would like to invite all of them to the our own sessions and create, discuss and exchange our experience. And maybe assign the task to Basky and Berchay and all other AG working with chairs. Sorry. We also had a climate-related agriculture for disaster risk reduction. It's a Asia Connect supported project, and we are checking the status of our project. We have 3 online workshops hosted by Thailand, India, and Japan, Taiwan. Thailand, India is the same workshop. And we check the final agenda of workshop 1 and how discuss problem caused by COVID-19, like this. I also have an agriculture working group meeting to update our web pages. It's available at HackMD. And we also discussed about next day meeting. You know, I said we don't have any presentation in this APAN meeting, so I decided to assign organizer to each our sessions like this. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kiura-san. So that covers our working groups, I think. We also had some BOF, birds of a feather sessions, some of which will now become recommended to become working groups after this meeting. So can I invite Vera Chai, please, talk about the open and sharing data BOF and working group proposed. I can see your document, Kira-san. Oh, sorry, no.
Well, yeah, it's
Okay.
okay. We had to BOF in the APAN 50 and 51. And we have 2 sessions, this APAN 51. And then we propose to have this open and sharing working group. Then we got approved that this morning. So in APAN 51, we will have this working group officially. Then we already elected chair and co-chair. Frankly, I accepted because Kiura-san, he said he will leave. So we hopefully he's not gonna leave and stay with us because he has been with us for a long time. So this is the list that I accepted, waiting for him to come back. Okay, and then we have Basuki, Eric, Yan, and then Professor Adi, Kira, still accept to be co-chair, and Marcus, who has a lot of experiences in Australia, and he is gonna be a very big help. So the thing that we have this working group because we have the common problem that open and sharing data. So it is time to try to use APAN community to push forward. How can we make this more open and more shareable data to the community? Because from agricultural working group and the disaster, we had a lot of problem because we're trying to study something and very difficult to get data. So the idea have been discussed all the time about this open and sharing data and never really bring up on the table. So I think it is time, and most of the people agree that it is time to bring it on the table. Okay, and we request for all working groups to help us on this. So this is the objective, but Ken, it's in general. Then the activity is also like collaboration with everybody actually, and we think for next APAN 51. So we would like to have a full day of a workshop regarding this open and sharing data, but we need cooperation or support from all working group to come and share what happened in what obstacle or the way out, like past mistake, lesson learned, and example like from Marcus in Australia would be good in for a day, and then we try to, since it's gonna be in Indonesia, Basuki will talk with the UNESCO to come and give a keynote speaking, and Eric will talk with the people that when he has a ISGC 2021, and then we try to move this with toward the open side that Eric mentioned previously. And moreover, we would like to link this as HII working with the ASEAN community for hydroinformatics data. So we would like to link this working group with that as well. So thank you very much to have us as a working group finally. Thank you. That's all I have to report.
Thank you, Viruchai. Let me pass it on now to another BOF led by Jennifer Schopp from Indiana University relating to network routing across the NRENs. And Jennifer, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. It may or may not let me share. There we go. Right, so we had a BOF on Tuesday, and it was jointly presented by myself and Francis Lee. Francis is teaching, so he couldn't join us. We had about 35 or 40 people talking about the issues of disruptive routes. There's a lot of cases as we've been adding capacity where the routes that data are taking are less effective than they could be. They're taking a longer than needed route. They're using commodity paths instead of R&E. When a circuit goes down, routes will shift and they don't always shift back properly. So we gave a brief presentation and then had an ongoing discussion where there was especially a lot of interest in a better understanding of the tools that are available to understand what's going on with routes. I talked about one called NetSage that's used by the NSF projects in the US. but route views came up, looking glass, per sonar. So one of the suggestions for next step was to have some tool talks over the next several months to try to understand what options there are. There was interest in setting up some kind of structure, especially something like a Slack channel where you could ask someone without going through a complicated ticketing process of, you know, here's a route I'm seeing. Does this look okay to you or not? There was discussion about could this become a working group within APAN? Could this become a working group within the GNAG? Basically, what we'd like to have is a set of engineers who meet regularly to address these routing issues, as opposed to the weird one-offs that we're doing now. There was a suggestion as well to look at, could we have a dashboard or a matrix or some kind of weather map for these routes? If you're interested in joining us in this conversation, you can get in touch with me at jen@iu.edu. We're getting together a list of the folks that were there and trying to continue this conversation forward. In between APAN meetings, we'd rather not wait 6 months. And that is all I have. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I appreciate your great contribution when I know it's about 4 a.m. in the morning for you.
No worries.
The next BOF speaker is Dr. Wangshou Song on AI-driven networks. Please go ahead.
Okay. Hello, I'm Wangshou Song, working for Jeju National University. I'm also the BOF chair on the BF of Korean Forum. This is the second BOF for AI-driven networks working group. As you know, these days AI technology is very hard. Many people try to apply AI technology to various areas. We can also recognize many activities to apply the AI technology to networking field. So Korean Forum decided to propose a working group in APAN, you know, to share experience for development AI-driven activity for networking as well as its deployment. That is our goal, and our goal is described in our agenda, and also our target is just to share the experience for developing intelligence in NRAN. Also, we organized the co-chairs, and then I'm a chair. Also, the Dr. Hidehisa Nagano come from NICT, and Professor Hui Wang from she come from Tsinghua University. At APAN 50, we had the first BOF. At the time, there was 2 sessions on Wednesday, August 5th. The first chair was done by me. The second session was done by Hidehisa Nagano. This is the second BOF. We had 2 sessions yesterday from 9 a.m. to around noon. The first session was chaired by Hidehisa Nagano, and the second session was chaired by Professor Hui Wang. We had 9 presentations. Also, we had attendance like that. And from the FUBA, the first session had 66 attendees, and the second session had 38 attendees. In the first session, we had 5 presentations. The first presentation was made by the Miriam Kiran from ESNet. She presented the advanced several trials to apply AI to the ESNet on the real network. The second presentation was done by Jiang Hu Fang. She's from PUPT. She explained how to combine the SDN controller and the AI technology, but it was done in the laboratory work. The third the presentation was done by Yoshito Watanabe from NICT. They applied AI technology to the community-based sensing network using the vehicular communication. And fourth one is presented by the Young-woo Kim from KT. He explained how to apply AI technology to the transport network. The last one is STM-based multi-step forecasting for the Korean links. It was made by Professor Kyung-baek Kim from Jeonnam National University. The second session was just continued, and then it has four presentations. The first one is just a laboratory work, but it has a good idea to combine the GNN with the wireless network. The second one is done by from my lab. It is just the work is just the providing internet-based networking in the Korean. The third one is just to combine the AI network, AI technology and the network security. Then it was very good. The last one is last presentation was done by Young-woo Kim from KT. The KT has deployed the data lake in the Korean. Then the eighth presentation was made like that. This is the snapshot from for the session. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Song. And our last one, Kanishi-san for the Network Engineering Working Group.
Screen, shared screen. Cannot. I'm sorry. Okay.
Yep, I can see your slides, Kanishi-san.
A report of a network engineering workshop. Yesterday, we had a network engineering workshop, and from the morning to the evening, we have the 5 sessions. One is a North America and Asia, and second is a Guam GOREX related activities, and the third one is a network technologies, and fourth one is a network updates, and the fifth is a Europe and Asia projects. Because the participants from for this workshop include North American people and Asian people and European people. That's why it's not so easy for us to program the schedule. In the morning, North American people can participate easily, and in the evening session, European people can participate. That's why we had a one-day full workshops and 5 sessions, and total speakers are 21. And thank you very much for the participation of North America and Europe. We can get the advanced technology, advanced infrastructure, and so on. And at this time, as Chief Chen explained, Guam Gorex projects as his talk, and this project was led by University of Hawaii. We participated in the Hawaii meeting for a Gorex discussion, and maybe 5 years, we participated Hawaii meeting in January. And finally, thanks for API-TD, or APNIC and WIDE projects, we will surely establish a secondary backbone in Asia. The currently backbone is from Tokyo, Hong Kong, Singapore for APAN networking. But we will add another backbone, Tokyo, Guam, Singapore, and Australia, and also from Guam to Hawaii are connected with 100G. That's why we will have a resilient network in this time. And the main topics of network engineering workshop is now, or as you say, I said, APAN backbone with Guam Gorex. Japan, US, Australia made a presentation about this. And the second important topic is a new infrastructure and technology, especially European giant has started to deploy the open line system. Multiple vendors work for the construction of the network, GIAN, and also Internet 2 explains a new infrastructure, technology, and the deployments. And the last one is a North Pole cable system, Arctic cable system, explained by Noginet, Eric Jan Boss. And in a few years, Arctic cable will be deployed, probably with the collaboration between Noginet and the Asian network, hopefully. And the third category of the topics are NLAN updates and topic. China made a great presentation about the IP version 6, and also Korea made a good report about storage of the monitoring the data. And the Philippines, Australia, Thailand, Indonesia has talked about the project related to Goren, and Nepal. Nepal made a presentation about the new infrastructure to the base camp of Everest. They have started to deploy the fiber cable systems from the Namche, starting point of the climbing mountain, and to the base camp of Everest. This March or next March, they will complete the deployment, and climber to Mount Everest can enjoy the internet connectivity. And this is a good information. And US, in the Transpac made a presentation about the update. And the fourth category is advanced net technology. This is like a tutorial session, and the network automation started, led by GNAG and Manners project, explained, and also telemetry and so on. And there are many, for presentation about the exchange point update. Hong Kong Singapore, Japan, two Hong Kong's exchange point, and to Singapore and Japan. And as to the applications, telescope project over Mount Hawaii Mountain, and square kilometer array project in under construction in Australia, and public health COVID-19 related activities are explained in this workshop. And all presentation materials are uploaded on the program pages listed below. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Konishi-san. Taking care of all of our working group reports.
Yes.
And can I now please invite to the floor, Konishi-san, can you please stop sharing? Thank you. Can I please invite to the floor the director of our hosts from PERN, Mr. Naveed Tahir, to help close this session.
Thank you, Marcus. Assalamu alaikum, dear APAN attendees, keynote speakers, program committee members, technical committee members, and APAN secretariat. I am truly thankful to all of you for joining us, and hope all of you have enjoyed your week of APAN51. I want to take this opportunity to thank all my team and everyone who is involved in organizing this event, especially Fawad and Waqas for their effort. I think without which it is not possible to land such a successful event. They have been just doing APAN51 for last 1 month and nothing else. So my team is now even more committed to host upcoming physical APAN meeting in Pakistan in near future. I would also like to special thank to program committee members and our top management of Higher Education Commission for their executive sponsorship, support, and leadership. Now I would request Mr. Waqas Masood to share the APAN51 stats briefly with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Naveed, for your kind words. I just have to share a few slides. I'll be sharing my screen now. Is that visible?
Yes, it is. Go ahead.
Okay. I feel very happy today to talk to the closing ceremony of the APAN51. Truly, it was a teamwork by the program committee of APAN board members, the local organizing committee, who have been very supportive in giving the honor to PERN to host APAN51. We have been talking with the APAN board to host APAN since July 2019, when we submitted the proposal to host APAN. Initially, it was planned to do a physical event, but due to COVID, it turned out going to a virtual event. So these are some of the timelines. The APAN51 website was up by November 2020. Below is the screenshot of the website. The call for proposals deadline was set to December 2020. On your side of the screen, you can see the award letter to PERN by Professor Zilong Wang to host the APAN51. So soon after the award was given to us, we made a local organizing committee of APAN51, who has members from PERN and HEC, including Asif Shahid, Awais, Abdullah Fiaz, Naveed Tahir, Fawad Azhar, and myself. We have been meeting the program committee since September 2020 and have not missed any program committee meeting. And I hope that the program committee meeting is satisfied with the performance of the LOC. And then after the program committee meetings, we made sure to do the internal briefings with the members from PERN. We are very thankful to the Honorable President, Dr. Arif Alvi, who graced the APAN51 as a chief guest, and this President Arif Alvi presence in the APAN truly helped us to promote APAN in the promote APAN nationwide. And then we also like to, as Naveed has already thanked the HEC authorities, Dr. Tariq Banori, Dr. Shaista Suhail, and then the member of operations and technology, Mr. Mohammed Asghar. We have been working very hard to include best of the keynote speakers from around the globe. I would thank Marcus, Francis, and everyone who has been very helpful in arranging the best keynote speakers. So thank you, all of you. And of course, if there is any keynote speaker here, I would like to do a special thanks to them. Then this virtual event has a amazing registrations. As you can see on your screens, we have received about 1121 registrations. So being virtual, the APAN is becoming more versatile in terms of inclusion of more and more countries. So I'm not sure if physical APAN meetings would have 55 countries. So we had 55 countries with Pakistan's participation of 258 participants on the lead, and then we have 179 participants from Bangladesh, and also very active participation from around the globe. And on the side, you can see the ratio of men and women. So as you all know that the activities were planned on the Huwa platform. The Huwa platform, in fact, turned out to be a very good platform for the social activities during the APAN. Here you can see some of the topics that we created about Pakistan that included Pakistani food flavors, explore Pakistan, music of Pakistan, heritage of Pakistan. So I would like to thank the social media handlers. I have my colleagues from Rifa International University who were given the task to manage all these community topics, and I have seen them. They have been doing good branding, and I think they were able to engage maximum audience. One more thing I learned, that we have Alexander from Surfnet, who is a very good Pakistani chef, and here you can see the food that he is making in his home in Netherlands, and that's the Pakistani food. And he was asking recipes from me for the Pakistani food, so that was very awesome. And what else? Yeah, this 5-hour networks was also very fabulous. That's also going to happen right now after this ceremony. And I hope all of you have enjoyed the APAN51. Lastly, I would like to thank the sponsors, Huawei and SRC, Asia Connect, Microsoft, who have been very supportive. We had technology sessions from Huawei and Microsoft. I believe Microsoft is doing the technology session today. And then I have to make an announcement that PAN, along with its sponsors, has planned to dispatch some traditional souvenirs to the home countries of APAN program committee members, technical committee members, and the keynote speakers. It's just to remind all of you of APAN and Pakistan's presence in APAN. Lastly, I would like to thank all the board members once again, the program committee members, each and every R&D supporter. The APAN Secretariat has done a wonderful job. I'm very impressed that they have been doing things in late hours, and they have been very supportive, I would like to say. One more thing, that I have seen your love for Pakistan, as I can see different backgrounds on your Zoom screens that include some images from Badshahi Mosque, Gizar Lake, Skardu, Shangri-La, Faisal Masjid, and Pakistan Monument. I think you all are very excited if you can come to Pakistan in the upcoming APAN meetings when the COVID emergency is over. That's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Wakas. Thank you also for your kind words. It's been an absolute pleasure to work with you and your team. You've done a great job. And for a virtual meeting, it felt like we were participating in Pakistan. Can I invite our chair from APAN, Professor Jilong Wong, for some closing comments?
Yes, thank you, Marcus. Dear APAN people and dear APAN guests, time flies. Our wonderful conference is about to close. I think we have got great success. After several months hard work, it's really not easy. So I would like to thanks to every people, and especially thanks to our local host, the print team, Mr. Workers Masu, Farah Reza, and Navi Taher, and special thanks to your president, Dr. Afrey Ovi. And I have to say, we very envy you because you can invite your president here. It's really amazing. So thank you very much. And I think in your jobs, just demonstrate the very high level information technology development and internationalization of Pakistan. So very good job. And also thanks to our program committee, our chair Francis Lee and our vice chair Andrew Howard and our APAN deputy chair Jerry and our APAN manager Marcus and Busin Chu from Kitty, Terry Smith from Australia, Brooks Scorfield from Australia, Douglas Henry from New Zealand, and also the Kuriki Kudo, Komatsu Mashiro, and Shitaro Vida from Japan, and Jennifer Ann from Suriname, On Belief from Singapore, and Suhami Nepis from Malaysia, and our APAN secretary, Leanna, Jessica, and Sheon. And also, thanks to our technical committee, you are really wonderful. And the chair, Andrew Howard, and Francis Lee, Marcus, and Jamie Gillespie, and Jerry Bowman, and Bruce Scorfield, Douglas Henry, Jennifer Ann, Esther Wilkinson, and Leanna Jessica Shen. And also, thanks to all our working group chairs and session chairs, especially congratulations to the newborn working group. So, and finally, thanks to our sponsors. Yeah, thanks to Huawei, to Microsoft, to NSRC, and to Azure Connect. Thank you to everyone. And here's my collapse. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Wong. Wakas, any final words from Pakistan?
Yes, I would be deeply honored for the presence of Dr. Geelong in the inaugural ceremony of the APAN. In fact, the Chinese friends are very close to Pakistan, and the president was initially briefed about the program committee members and the technical committee members and the APAN chairman. So he was very happy to see the work APAN has been doing, and that's it. And yes, we have full support from our chairman, and in fact, the inclusion of RFLV, President of Pakistan, in these activities, we believe that we can grow together and better. Yeah.
Thank you, Wakas.
Thank you.
And now it is my great pleasure to invite Dr. Muhammad Andri Satyawan, I hope I pronounced that correctly, from Indonesia, to invite us all to the APAN52 meeting. Andri, are you there and ready?
Yes, let me check with my, apparently there is some change in the security of my Mac. I just got updated last night. So yeah, please bear with me. Okay, let me check if I can share the screen now. Okay. All right, can you see my screen now?
Yes, I can.
Yep, good. All right, thank you. So afternoon, or probably morning, or probably evening in your place. My name is Andrew. I'm from Indonesia. I'm representing Indonesia Research Education Network. We are going to host the APAN52 in Indonesia. To be honest, it's quite nervous. I mean, because Pakistan, the way they deliver the APAN51 is awesome. I mean, this is the best virtual conference I have attended. I have attended many virtual conferences, and the way Pakistan delivers things, it's top notch. So I'm quite nervous how Indonesia can deliver next time in the APAN52. So yeah, just like Pakistan last time, we are actually hoping all of you guys from the APAN community to come to Indonesia, especially in Yogyakarta, because having face-to-face interaction is actually much better than online. But yeah, hopefully we can have some miracle. So let me present you with some videos in our city Yogyakarta in Indonesia. I hope you can hear the sound.
Everything has a reason. When you wake up and open your eyes in the morning, when everything around you is full of miracle. Every colors, cherries, love, all of God's beautiful creations. Every step brings a new discovery. A new hope. Each happiness. Have you ever thought that everything around you is not just coincidence? That everything was there for a reason. Kindness, people, local wisdoms, rich of cultures and languages, lands and oceans, mountains and valleys, like the diverse flora and fauna, and all beautiful tourism. That never ends their challenges to explore.
So I got a feedback that somehow the sound quality is not that really good. So yeah. Okay, let me check if I can move on to the next slide. Okay, so here's Yogyakarta, the hometown for the APAN52. So Yogyakarta is a small province in Central Java. It's really well known as city for students. We have over 300,000 students populations in the city alone. And it's really eduroam friendly city. We have 5 universities, 1 hospital, and then public library. And we now have some in public spaces and also in some small guest house that they provide the eduroam. It has 2 airports, providing connection to domestic and also the internationals. And Yogyakarta is well known in Indonesia as a secondary tourism destination after Bali. So yeah, this is just the case, we have the offline, or probably sometime in the future, if we want to redo the APAN in offline sessions. So we have direct flight from Singapore and Kuala Lumpur. We also have a flight from Jakarta that connects to many places across the world. We have like more than 15 flights a day. And also we have flight from Bali as well. And it's really cheap to come to Yogyakarta because the cost of the ticket from the airport to the CBD is only like $2 US, even though the distance is quite, it's 25 kilometers. So it's really cheap, and Yogyakarta is considered to be the cheapest place in Indonesia. As a tourism city, we have like hundreds of hotels ranging from humble guest houses to 5-star hotels, as you might expect, because it's really cheap into Jakarta. The price is very reasonable. If you'd like to have like a small price, is only like $7 a night, or if you like to have the 5 stars one, you can have like $140 definitely. So yeah, really a lot of hotels in Yogyakarta, because it's tourism place. And for transportations, the best way is using ride hailing. Grab and Gojek is the most common one. We also have another one called Matrix, something like that. Ride hailing originally came from Russia, something like that, if I'm not mistaken. Maxim, yeah. The name of the ride hailing application is Maxims. Users can also rent motorcycle or probably a car as well. And here's the host. The host will be Universitas Islam Indonesia. That's my university. So my university, along with the ITB, is the one that manage EdRoam and identity federations in Indonesia. The local committee will be me, Andri, and also Pasuki from ITB. So this is the proposed venue actually, if we have the offline options. Our university located in the northern part of Yogyakarta, 14 kilometers from the city centers. It's quite big. We have like 35 hectares. We have few big auditoriums that can gather hundreds to thousands of participants. We also have very high internet speed connections. And also we are connected to the IDN with 1 gigabit links. And we are planning to increase the capacity to 10 gigabits to the exchange. And EdRoam is enabled at all locations within campus. So most buildings, all buildings, and few outside areas has EdRoam enabled locations. For the online options, we still think to have these options, but I see that WOFA actually the one that's being used by APAN51 Pakistan it's really good one. So probably we can discuss with Pakistan's how they deliver the things with the WOFA platforms. Again, to me, to be honest, this is the best platform as far as I know at the moment to deliver the online conferencing platform. We also already approached some of the sponsors. Hopefully, because it's still in proposal, hopefully they can agree. And since Chiho also mentions that APNI can provide the sponsorship, definitely I will go for Chiho as well. So yeah, that's all from us. We expect to have the conference within the first week of August. If not, it's the last week of July. So it's either last week of July or probably the first week of August in 2021. So that's all from me. Looking forward for you guys to join the APAN52 Indonesia. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Andre. On behalf of the large audience that I'm sure we have here, a round of applause. We look forward to seeing you in high resolution, ideally, but video if we have to. This closes the General Assembly. I apologize, we've run a little bit over time, but as you can see, we had a lot of content to cover. We're now going to go over to a closing ceremony similar to when we opened with the Fire Networks. And I'd like to hand over to the wonderfully hardworking and almost invisible, but I'm sure he'll pop up now, Andrew Howard, Chair of the Technical Committee. Over to you, Andrew.
Thanks, Marcus. Being invisible was the main aim for this week for me. So I think it's good that I haven't actually appeared so far. What I'd like to do is introduce you to Fire Networks, our final closing performance piece for APAN51. What I'd like to ask you to do is raise your hand in the attendees list. Our assistants will move you to being a participant. Could we ask you to please mute your audio but turn on your video? Our Fire Networks performance works using an artificial intelligence system which recognizes smiles. So the person with the biggest smile will be visible on our AI performance system. So without further ado, let me hand over to our colleagues at Kyushu University in Japan, and welcome to Fire Networks.
Can you hear my voice?
Yes.
It's okay? Okay. Thank you very much. Your kind introduction, Mr. Andrew and Mr. Marcus, and Ms. Farida and Mr. Wakas. Thank you for introducing our work in your presentation. Hello, everyone. I'm Tatsuro Kudo from Kurume Institute of Technology in Japan. From now on, I would like you to play our work that use network technology and computer graphics. Actually, this is the second time in this APAN, and I am really grateful for this opportunity. Our work is called Fire Networks, and I am the director of the work. Please let me explain our work briefly. Fire Networks is a 3D computer graphics fireworks display that you can enjoy remotely. The aim of the work is to connect people with smiles, even in the situation of COVID-19. Here is an overview of the system. At first, the system uses AI to detect your smile from the Zoom gallery view screen. And the detected smile face is processed into fireworks and launched. Then the image of the fireworks is delivered to you in real time by Zoom. If you want to play, please click the button to raise hand before Andrew said, yeah, thank you. Okay. At the bottom of Zoom window, we will make you a panelist. When you become a panelist, please turn on the camera. Then the system can detect your face. If you use Fuva, please click the full screen button. I think the image will look clear. Okay, raise your hand, please, and join us. All right. While everyone is participating, please watch a short video of how to play Fire Networks. Thank you. Now, let's actually demonstrate the work about 10 minutes. Please enjoy fireworks and smiling.
した渚を今も思い出すんだ。砂の上に
Thank you. Face recognition has begun now. If you want to launch your own fireworks, make a smile on your camera.
津波が音をよぎ何かをさらう夕泣きの中日暮れだけが通り過ぎてゆくパッと光って咲いた花火を見てたきっとまだ終わらない夏が曖昧な心を溶かしてつないだこの夜が続いてほしかったパッと花火が夜に咲いた夜に咲いて静かに消えた離さないでもう少しだけもう少しだけこのままで光って咲いた花火を見ていたきっとまだ終わらない夏が曖昧な心を溶かしてつないだこの夜が
Thank you. Thank you for all smiles. In fact, the person who has the camera turned on is recognized with priority. So if you want to see someone else smile, please try turning off the camera for a moment. The finale has just begun. Have fun with a smile until the end.
あの日渡した渚を今も思い出すんだ砂の上に刻んだ言葉君の後ろ姿より返す波が足元をよぎり何かをさらう夕凪の中日暮れだけが通り過ぎてゆくパッと光って咲いた花火を見てたきっとまだ終わらない夏が曖昧な心を溶かしてつないだこの夜が続いてほしかった花火が夜に咲いた夜に咲いて静かに消えた離さないでもう少しだけもう少しだけこのままでパッと光って咲いた花火を見ていたきっとまだ終わらない夏が曖昧な心を溶かしてつないだこの夜が続いてほしかった
Thank you for participating. This is the end of Fire Networks. Finally, please cooperate with the questionnaire. Please click the link in the Zoom chat or Hoover chat, or use this QR code. It takes about 3 minutes. This is very important for us because we still performing mainly in Japan, and then we want to know if this work can be enjoyed globally. Okay, let me introduce you to the creator of the work while answering the questionnaire. Okay.
Hello everyone, my name is Hiroaki Kikumasa. I'm a fourth year student at KIT in Japan. I was in charge of graphic design. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Koichi Sanoda. I'm third year student. I built a smile detection system. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Yuichiro Ikeda. I developed main system and fireworks logics. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. If you have any question about the system or design, they will answer. Is there anything else?
Very good job.
Thank you so much.
Very, very good job. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
APAN 51.
Very amazing. Yeah.
And we'll see you at APAN 52.
This music is Uchiage Hanabi. This means the fireworks. Yeah. And by Yonezu Kenshi and Daoko. Okay. Okay, then this is the end of the performance. Okay, thank you. Please continue to enjoy APAN51. Have a nice day. Thank you. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye bye. Thank you.
See everyone.